Hey everybody, it's John and Tiffany Malott. Welcome to our first webcast. We are so excited to be on this with you. The Malotts are now live and in person. John, do you have anything to share?
I'm excited. We're high tech. We've moved into 2015. This is awesome. And look, our little pictures of the Malotts. This is amazing. Wonderful.
So guys, of course, we're excited to be sharing this way to be with you. I hope you'll keep coming back, inviting your team, sharing with guests that they need to be here. We plan for this format to help you grow your business and add a more personal touch, like my husband said, a more high-tech touch to helping you grow your secret business. There are a lot of things we always like to talk about. We like to talk about recruiting. We like to talk about registration and definitely recognition. We're going to start with recognition. We just wanted to tell you guys that we've been having some incredible weeks coming out of movement. And John is a real numbers watcher. He knows exactly what everyone's. Why don't you talk about how everyone's been doing coming out of movement?
You know, it's with Isaac the other day, and Isaac was telling me, and I think he's been telling a lot of people this, that we've got more production, more recruiting coming out of this convention than we've had coming out of any convention since we started Secret Direct. So there's no question we have momentum. We're moving into them, and I believe, there's different stages of momentum inside of relationship marketing,
right.
and we're, depending on how you look at it, you hear the stories of what real momentum can be. Real momentum is when you go from making $700 a month to $7,000. It seems like that fast.
Right. From
$7,000 to $70,000. You hear these stories because they're all over relationship marketing. But we definitely are going through a growth phase for sure, an amazing foundational growth phase that's happening. So if production's up, recruiting is up, paychecks are up. What I'm most excited about is the morale is up. People are happy. People are coming to the table, and I continue to talk about it. A lot of it is this new blood.
Yes.
That really is so excited about Secret. They're seeing this foundation that was put in place. They're seeing this company that really has its act together, that really is doing the right thing, and of course the company continues to give us more and more tools. They give us more and more incentives to do what we would do anyhow. So I believe the best is yet to come. We're heading into our season. What's crazy is the winter time is usually not,
time.
You feel the winter blues.
Right.
And we did not experience that this year.
No.
We ran through 2015, and we're going into the spring, which is, of course, it's a season for Secret, but in relationship marketing in general, spring is a boom time. And so I'm super excited about what's happening, and I believe that leads into the summertime and all the things we've got planned for this organization.
So you mentioned that the morale is very high. I got a text message from someone today, and I had a text message from a couple of people over the past week. Most of them, everyone's excited. But what if you're one of those people that's getting some no's? What if you're one of those people that the text message training isn't working, or they don't have people signing up and they aren't having the explosion that others are happening? Give them some advice. I mean, I know what I think. But let's talk about what they should do to make sure that the springtime is a big boom time for them.
Well, first off, I would say congratulations. You're living in the real world. These are the things that happen to real people that are building a real business. And I know you went through a gazillion no's. I had someone ask me recently, same type of thing. Is how many no's did you go through? I said, I've had so many no's that there's no possibility that I could calculate over the years how many no's. But it tells me, if you're getting no's, it tells me you're doing some activity. And the beautiful thing about getting no's is you start to reevaluate. You have to make some adjustments.
Plan to review.
Yeah, because sometimes the no's could be in how you're projecting yourself, how you're coming across. Sometimes in desperate speech. I think the no's give you an opportunity to reevaluate. I love what you said, plan, do, review. So the no's are part of getting to the yeses. The no's are part of you becoming the leader that's worthy.
Exactly.
And by the way, imagine if you told everybody on your team that I never get no's. I live in this fantasy land. I never get no's, or maybe because you're that perfect or that great, nobody's going to want to follow you, because the rest of us live in the real world,
and we will get no's.
And it's mandatory. It's necessary. Matter of fact, if you read and if you look at the library behind us,
I can't see that.
There's so many. We got so many books on the shelves of some of the greatest leaders, coaches, entrepreneurs that ever lived. And there's one common thread amongst all of them, that they had adversity.
Everyone has to overcome.
Man, you have to overcome it. And I think it's God's way of testing it, to see, are we worthy to lead the people that are going to come?
And are we going to stay in the process to get there? You know, if you're not willing to stay in the process, if you're not willing to go through some hard times, then quite honestly, you will never be prepared for good times. A lot of people wonder, why don't I have this, or why am I not experiencing huge teams, huge income? Why isn't my income not bigger? A lot of people say it's because of everyone outside, but I can tell you a lot of it has to do with ourselves inside. And sometimes it's just people don't want to do this. I just want you to know, sometimes people just don't want to do Secret or network marketing.
Some people shouldn't do this.
Exactly. They're doing us a favor.
Keep them out. As a matter of fact, I just gave Isaac a list the other day of some people that I think should not be in Secret.
There's a situation that we had, and there was a lady who just flat out was like, I don't know why we're meeting. Why we're meeting. I don't want to do this. I don't think Secret is great. I don't think Secret should be a network marketing company because it used to be in kiosk. She had all these reasons why Secret shouldn't be even a company. It was almost like she was saying, y'all don't even need to be here. And what it proved, and she was telling us this, and we've done Secret pretty well. And, you know, the interesting thing about it was, it just goes to show that no matter how well you do, how hard you work, how many people say yes to you, there are going to be some people who just say no. And sometimes they're just going to say no just because they don't like us. They just don't like themselves. I don't know, but don't take it personally.
But what did we do? Did we try to convince her?
No, in fact, we really told her she didn't. I told her she wasn't going to be welcome anyway, because I didn't like her attitude. So we keep going. So I just want you guys to know that it is happening to all of us, okay? This was a blatant, disrespectful, I don't want to be bothered with y'all. I don't think you guys are good, and met with us even though she knew that, and just really almost kind of a hurtful way to say it. And we believe in this. And so it was just one of those things. Do we stop doing everything that we're doing? Do we call Isaac and say, maybe we shouldn't be a binary? Do we call Isaac and say, maybe, oh, I wish you guys had never been in kiosk? Or do we just say, that's who I am?
Or do we suck our thumb?
Exactly.
And, you know, waste the rest of the day?
Or a week? Exactly. That's where you deal with it, you move on. And that's where I believe we get the resolve to be even more grateful for who we are in our story and tell it to more people. And if they do, guys. And if they don't, then that means there's someone better along the way. So I just want to talk about that because this is a great time. And even though it's a wonderful time, there's still people saying no to Secret. The question is, how many no's are you willing to go through to get the yes that changes your life? And that's what we want to talk about. So next, what we'd like to talk about is, what should we be doing? What should we be doing right now to make sure we take advantage of this incredible time in our company? If our CEO and founder is saying, this is big. We've never had this much activity in the wintertime. We've never seen this much production from people. We've never seen this much morale. No matter who told you no or who's not showing up, there are people who are ready and need to hear about Secret. So here's what we're going to talk about next, and I am a broken record about this. Right now, what event should everyone be planning for, buying tickets for, making travel arrangements for? What event is the only event coming up for us as Secret agents?
Speak.
Say it again louder, John.
Peak.
Don't whisper it. No,
I was about to kiss you.
Anyway, so the peak event is all that matters right now. Yes, Ignite is important, but if you do not get to peak, you will miss out on your Ignite, okay? So it is vital that we focus on peak. And to get to peak, you have to be executive or higher. And it's not a difficult rank to achieve. It is the only rank that matters to you right now if you are not executive. That's all that matters. If you aren't executive, you are not executive. If you are executive or higher, it's the only rank that matters because you've got to break executives. I've been saying this since the January simulcast. There are only two groups in Secret. The first group are those who need to go executive, and the second group are those who need to break executives. Let's talk about why I've been saying this since January. Let's talk about why we are still saying the same thing since the January simulcast. The first reason is because if we drive and focus on one activity, one mission, one thing, it can get a lot of people join in with you. The problem is we must, as leaders, stay disciplined. One activity, one mission, one vision, one goal.
Let me touch on it, because it's so difficult to stay focused on one thing, because it gets boring.
It does.
And we start to think we got to mix it up a little bit. We got to
keep it fresh.
We got to freshen it up. But in relationship marketing, your ability to stay in one vein for an extended period of time, to stay in that lane, to not deviate, to not worry about what other people are thinking, to not be all in your head thinking, well, I said the same thing yesterday, I said the same thing last week. No, the same thing is what duplicates. It's what, the biggest challenge, what happens is that leaders buy into this, flavor of the month type thing, and they're constantly switching things up, and it creates confusion. It takes forever to get it to duplicate. When it finally gets 30 levels deep or 3 states over, the message is now different.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, again, next month, we're on a new flavor, we got a new thing. And so people are constantly being moved around. The best thing we can do, and we call it mastering the mundane.
That's all it is.
Staying in that lane over and over and over, and driving it and driving and driving and never changing it. That's what they're looking for. That's how you build a duplicatable organization.
Exactly. And so it takes 21 days for an individual to create a new habit. If it takes you 21 days to do the same thing over and over again as an individual to create a new habit, it's going to take longer than 21 days for you to create an organization that develops a culture and lays a foundation of the same thing. It is vital that you focus on one thing. And what's awesome about the executive position is that it's new. Is that it has this watch attached to it. It's because what's awesome about the executive position is that people are excited about it. There's a buzz around it. There is money to be made at this executive position. And the best part is that there is a reward in June for this position. And it's not for anyone. Let me tell you, your seat won't. You could take your seat out. So what's really awesome about this peak event is that everybody just can't go. Normally, when we have a convention, we just invite everyone, and it's almost like we're just trying to sell people on going, and they should go, but everyone doesn't understand that they should be there. But with the peak event, you can say, well, you've got to be at this event. It's going to be incredible leaders. It's going to be the best of the best, but you got to say, but you've got to be an executive or higher to be there. And so what does that say? That says to someone, I can walk in if I want to. That means I have to earn the right to be there. And I'll tell you that an exclusive event changed my life. It is the reason why I sit here today. It's one of the key reasons, because I had been in my business for 90 days in my other company. When I first joined, I had been in network marketing for 90 days. And after 90 days, I actually had an opportunity to invite more people to my team to the next event. And our company had done a leadership retreat, and you were in that same company, and you had to have a certain position to be able to go. And so I went back with the 4 people I took to the last convention, and we started talking about how great the convention was, and you've got to be there. And people were like, okay, I've got to go. But then we said, but you've got to be at this rank. And that changed everything. Without me having to sort through people to see who was serious, without me having to try to force people to be serious or gauge their commitment, they sorted themselves out for me. They made a decision, and the ones who were serious said, I'm going to be there. And their activity was my first event. I went by myself in March of 2000. My second event, there were 5 of us total in July of 2000. And that next event, that exclusive event, I was at the top of the company with 25 people on my team. And it was because I truly believe of the separation factor, because those are the people who said, I will not be left out. And those are the people who went to work to make it happen. You have the same opportunity. And all you have to do is either go executive, or you could be the ones to take other people with you and break executives. And that executive position is going to be not just a rank, but a launch pad to people who are rank advancing further. We really want you guys to stay disciplined, to stay focused, to keep talking about the executive position. And that if it takes 21 days for us as individuals to create a new habit from now until peak in your organization of this is all we do. We get people started with a package. We blueprint them in a brief, short amount of time. We set up their wow parties. We do, and with S4S, we hit superstar and we go executive. And John, I don't know about you, but I really believe that people should hit executive in the first 28 days instead of just superstar.
Yeah, for sure. It's what, it's the how much, how fast story. And sometimes there's confusion when they hear us talk about how much, how fast story. It's not that you made $1 million the first 5 weeks or first year. It's that you got out the gate, that you came out of the gate. Your part-time story is, I accomplished this position in this period of time, and whatever that check is, and people don't realize that there's a lot of power in a $500 check. There's a lot of power in a $1,000 check, especially on a part-time basis. And Jim Rohn, talks a lot about, has talked the power of the part-time story, and these part-time stories that are being created from hitting executive. Of course, there's a check that comes along with it. There's income that's being produced. It's being done with a minimal amount of time invested. And effort. And that position is burning this thing from the bottom up the way it's supposed to be. It's creating
success stories,
crazy success stories, left and right and left and right. And it's creating those checks that people can talk about. They can, talk about, I got this, my full-time gig is I'm an engineer, but in my part-time, I picked up an extra $500, an extra $1,000.
Let me just say this. You were talking about there's power in a $500 check and a $1,000 check, but I'll just tell you, power in $87 deposited into your account the next day. There's some people that a wow party, because of daily pay now and getting some customers at a wow party, there are people who are actually going to get deposited into their account the next day, grocery money, gas money, daycare money.
So many stories about, my new agent got this check, and it wasn't a big check. But it's like their belief. They got the lighters out. They are down with some secret now because that belief check is so important. So we're getting people checks. We're getting people paid more than they ever have.
For sure. And now thanks to the customer program
and their rank enhancement. And the rank advances. So there's these little victories that keep happening. These small wins that lead to huge victories.
And my husband just took the words out of my mouth. The best definition I've ever heard of momentum is a series of little wins. And when you create a little win where a person gets started and they have a wow party and 3 to 5 people show up, that's a little win because that's a huge win because a lot of people don't realize the power in 3 to 5 people in your kitchen. When you create a story of someone got some customers and made $100 the next day in their account, that's another little win. When you create the stories of people are hitting superstar executive, and you are posting and praising publicly and helping these people rank it, and they weren't expecting anything. In fact, they were thinking their friends and family member that it wouldn't work, but they've gotten superstar bonuses and are now executive and are now invited to attend an exclusive leadership only event where they get a chance to learn something that has never been taught before. And this is the importance of Peak, guys. Peak is not another convention. Peak is not the secret story told at the beginning. It is not going to be a fashion show on the first day. This is boot camp. This is nuts and bolts. This is stuff you've never been trained on. You need it, but we've never had the venue. We've never had the opportunity.
This is where you're going to learn, how do you build a global enterprise? This is where you learn the leadership skills that are necessary to build an organization that will continue to duplicate. This is where you learn, you go from success to significance. There's so much in-depth training. Matter of fact, this will be the most content-rich, momentum-producing training that's ever been done in Secret history. So this is huge. And
this is where you're going to learn how to do a testimonial that makes people money instead of making people. This is where you're going to learn to be that trainer you see yourself as, but this is where you're going to learn to take a simple, duplicatable process like the wow party and S4S and turn it into a retirement that people only dream of. This is what's going to be taught at the Peak event. And this is not rah-rah. This is not hype. This is where you need to change your life. And if you aren't there, then you won't be there. And you won't be at that destination. You won't be on that success journey. You won't be at that goal that you've been setting for yourself, because we haven't done what we need to do to get you in that position. So right now, there is not just enough time to get to executive. So let me help some people with their goal setting. There are some people who are setting their goals that I'm going to be executive by peak, so I can go to peak. No, the goal needs to be set that everyone on this cast that is not an end, because we want us out of the way so we can turn around and take some other people to executive. If you are not executive right now, you are holding up progress. And I don't mean to say that in an ugly way. I mean to say that our whole mission in Secret is to get ourselves out of the way so we can serve the way our CEO, the way the Ben Shabbat family has served and helped us. And if you are not executive, you can't turn around and pay it forward and help somebody else. So it is vital that as a group, as an organization, as a company, we raise each other up and get everyone to executive. And for those of you who said, I need the ring, for those of you who are like, I need to do this or I need to do that, guess what? It's all down to executive. And let me tell you why. Because if you have more people reaching, like my husband said, burning it from the bottom up. If you have more people reaching superstar and executive and getting little checks, guess what that adds up to? Big checks. It adds up to huge checks. Because network marketing is about a lot of people doing a little bit. It's about a large army of people doing the same thing over a consistent period of time. It is about helping a lot of people pay grocery bills, not about bragging about one person who bought their dream house. And that's the way dreams come true, is big dreams come true by helping people get the little dreams. Because most of the people who are joining Secret now, they don't care about our income. Nobody cares about what we make. They care about what they take home to their family. And if a wow party, an S4S planned wow party, help someone get some customers and agents and get a daily paid check to help their kids, take their kids to movies, buy some books, or to pay some groceries or a cell phone bill, or pay a little bit more, even if it's just $100 a week, to pay some more on, good job, Jonathan, to pay some more on a credit card, that changes everything. And so it's these little tiny wins that matter that will also create the big wins for all of us. So let's talk about how to get that done.
Let me just say on that, because there's a misconception for sure in our entire profession that we're all supposed to be getting these heavy hitters, and that's never been the case. It's always been about a lot of people doing a little bit. It goes right back to the power of the part-time story. A lot of people doing a little bit. And then in our testimonials, part of our testimonials will soon become, if it hasn't yet, because you're building by yourself, you're just getting rolling, at some point, your testimonial becomes about the income and the success stories of other people.
Right.
If you ever hear John and Tiffany talk about our story, one of the things we're always saying is, look, it's not about the income that we make, but let me tell you about the incomes of the people that we've introduced and what they make.
Right.
And that's a big part of, of course, we say it all the time, success is when you add value to yourself, but significance is when you add value to others.
Exactly.
And you want to become a significant person inside of relationship marketing. And that only happens by lifting and empowering and equipping other people. So
it doesn't happen when you take care of yourself first, then you turn around and help people. You got to turn around and help people right now. Now, for those of you who aren't executive, what we need you to do is help people. What we need you to do is help some people by letting them see Secret. We need you to help some people by sending out a text message, that awesome text message training that my husband has taught, to show people the video. A lot of us are worried about what to say after, when a lot of people just need the video in their lives. We need to help some people by telling them about Secret. There's some of us who are wrapped up in fear and so afraid of everything, we aren't even telling people about a way to change their life, the best way to change their life. We need to help some people by getting them these products. Y'all know we need to help people out there get these products. People need our products. They look rough, don't they? There are so many people who need our products, and we've got the best products, but we are not telling them about it. Why? Because we're worried about what they will think of us. We're worried that they'll think this is our third company. We're worried that they'll say this doesn't work. We're worried about all this stuff when they need what we have. Now, all we're supposed to do is share it with them. What they do with it is up to them. And then the next thing we have to do is help some people, once they get started with us, have success. And all you can do is teach others to do what you've already done. Now, as leaders, let's say you're already executive, you're higher than executive. All you're going to do is teach the same thing over and over from now until peak. Frequency and passion, frequency and enthusiasm is the key. You know, it's the key, because right now, you know, they say commercials. A person has to hear a commercial or see a commercial like 7 to 12 times before they make a buying decision. Well, as leaders trying to grow our organization, our team is really no different. They have to hear the same story, the same message over and over and over again before they really buy into it. No one hears it one time and says, that's it. And even if they did, the next time they hear it, they need to hear it again, because your reinforcement, your enthusiasm, your consistency lets them know I'm following a stable, solid leader. I'm following someone who says the same thing over and over and over. And where we think it gets boring, they know it's something that they can depend on. And it teaches them exactly what to do with their team. You don't get duplication by changing your message. And I'm asking everyone not to change their message right now. All we care about is breaking executives and going executive and getting us all to peak.
That's it.
That's all there is to it. So now what we want to talk about is our travel schedule. John and Tiffany Malott will be doing some traveling, and we are excited to get out there on the road to help you build your business. Now, I am going to be in Winnipeg, Canada this weekend. I'm excited about getting back to Winnipeg. It's been a while since I've been there. And so I will be doing a Friday night dinner for executives and above only. See how serious I am about I have to only talk to executives and above, because believe it or not, the people who hit executive and break executives, those are the people that this will lay the foundation for this company. Those are the people that will take Secret from doing good to doing ridiculously well. Those are the people that will make other people outside of Secret go, what in the world did Secret just do? It's because we focus together on one thing, and that's breaking executives. So I'm going to be doing a Friday night dinner for executive and above. It's going to be training that no one has heard before, that I've never done before. And so that's going to be Friday night. Saturday, I'm going to be doing the regional in Winnipeg. Hit my Facebook wall, Derek Gilson, Jesse Stansel, hit those people so you can see the flyers. And you may not live in Winnipeg. You may live there, but can you build there?
For sure. You should be.
You should be building there. And right now you should be asking, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do I know? Who could I send to Winnipeg? And then John Malott is going to be traveling as well.
I'm going to be on Sunday. I'm doing an event with the Bradshaws. I'll be in Maryland. Actually, I'm looking at right now, I'll be in Annapolis, Maryland at the Doubletree Hotel. And that's going to be Sunday, April 12th. There's a 1:30 meet and greet, 2 p.m. We'll do the business overview. And here's what I can tell you: if you get your sharpest prospects in that room, because it's impossible to deny what we have here in Secret right now. And if you get Canada, you get your guests in the room. In Maryland, I promise you, they're going to see it. We're going to show specifically why this company will be a multi-billion-dollar global powerhouse. We're going to break it down so that the guests clearly understand that this is something big, and the timing is impeccable. And that's the other part of it. Business people understand timing being so important. We're going to break down, here's the timing of Secret, where we are. So you want to get your sharpest guests in the room at these events. And then after that, we'll go into specific training, to help take the business to the next level. And that's where the agents start to become bulletproof. That's where you, as a Secret agent, you get the tools, you hear it again, you internalize it. And the biggest thing that happens from there is you take the notes, not for yourself. You take the notes for the people that you bring into the business. You take the notes for the next time it's your turn to train, or when you're going into new markets. And, so we're coming. I believe that it's our responsibility to stay focused. I believe it's our responsibility to lead by example and to keep it very simple. And that's what you're going to see when you come to these events in Winnipeg and also in Maryland. So looking forward to it. Excited about this weekend.
So we're excited about helping you guys build your businesses internationally, but you have to build locally and think globally. So just look for guests, send out the videos, do 3-way calls. We'll take care of them. But this weekend, make sure you have your activity set up. So this was the initial This was our launch. This was our first webcast. Next week.
You know what? Let me tell you something. It will never be this bad again. It's bad again. It's, just like Secret. Yesterday, it'll never be as bad as yesterday because we learn, we plan, do, review. It continues to get better and better. And it's almost over when Cody walks up.
So move your head over. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up, but next week we're going to have testimonials. Next week, we're going to have guest trainers. Next week, we're going to have a new topic, and we're going to share with you guys exactly what to be doing. We're going to break down over the next few weeks long distance recruiting. We're going to talk about building a team long distance. We're going to go over contacting and inviting again. We're going to talk about breaking executives, the wow party, and we're going to break down everything that you guys need to. Now, just want you guys to know that we'll take the next few minutes for question and answer. All you have to do is hit Tiffany Malott on her inbox on Facebook, or just hit me on Facebook, ask your questions, or ask questions here, and it will come to me on Facebook. That's what it is. Ask your questions here. We'll answer a few questions, and then we'll wrap up the call. So one thing we want you guys to do is make sure that you promote this webcast. Most people were used to Monday nights. Most people were used to 6:15 on Monday nights, and now we've changed it to Tuesday at 6:15. So let people know the reason why we changed it today is we have so many groups that have their secret academies on Mondays, and we wanted to reach more people. But now we need your help with your enthusiasm, your passion, and your promotion. We need you to let folks know that we are now live, that we are doing this webinar to help each and every one of you. So, and
also the Malotts.com will continue to add content, trainings, things like that, so it can be a resource for you and guests as well.
Exactly. So I don't know if there are any questions, but we might just have to save it until
we can figure out how to.
No, that's not it. And we'll just have to do it until next week. And so we are very, very excited about you guys being here. We look forward to seeing more and more of you, sharing with you, and definitely giving you a really, really great experience on Tuesday nights to help you build your business and live that secret lifestyle. So thank you so much, and have an incredible week.